Hey everybody, sitting here waiting for my daughters to finish lacrosse, and I was just thinking about the week and the people that I meet with and help. And this week, a common theme was like calories and more specific, cutting calories and exercise, whether it's CrossFit or cardio or something along those lines, and how it's probably not working very well for you or for a lot of people. And if it is, it's only going to be temporary. And I tell people oftentimes more than you think to eat more and to stop doing cardio. I know that might sound a little like funky since like the default setting for a lot of people is cut calories and start cardio, running, treadmill, aerobics or whatever, some type of, just activity, and it works really well for a little while. But the crappy thing is it's only temporary, and the reason being is a couple reasons. One, it's going to stop at some point because you can only cut so many calories and exercise so much before there becomes a limit where you just physically can't add any more activity in your day, and you physically can't cut more and more and more calories. So, and another part of that is it's kind of wonderful for survival as your body adapts to this type of stimulus. So let's say like you do a lot of spin classes or you a lot of running or even for a lot of CrossFit for that matter. Um, your body will adapt to the stimulus that you give it, meaning it becomes more efficient. So if you've ever like just started a new running program and say you run a mile and it takes a ton of energy and you're sore and it's very, very difficult, and over time it becomes easier. Your mile time gets faster, you're maybe able to run a little bit farther. That's because you've adapted to it, so the energy requirement for you to accomplish that is less. All right, so if you do that and you start cutting calories and increasing that cardio type activity, your body actually becomes more conditioned, so it takes you longer to run to burn the same amount of calories as it did when you first started. You couple that with cutting more calories. So this week I'm going to cut a little more. I'm going to run a little more. I'm going to cut a little more. I'm going to run a little more. And you can see where you reach a ceiling where your body just adapts to what it has, and there is no more burning fat. And at some point your body will actually start burning muscle, and it'll start reversing the effects of what you're initially trying to do. And this is where we tell people to just start eating more. A better approach to it would be to start strength training. And again, that may sound a little like funky at first because cardio or running or this aerobic activity, but by itself versus like an hour of like running versus an hour of like weight training or weightlifting will burn more calories in the moment. But one of the couple differences is when you strength train, your body does adapt to it. Remember, go back to the whole point of adapting. Your body becomes more efficient at the weight that you're lifting. So you have to lift more weight, which requires more energy. All right, just similar to the running, you run, you get faster, you become more efficient. However, when you're doing weight training and you're getting more efficient with the light weight, you have to add a little bit more weight and a little bit more weight, which also requires more calories, more calories, more calories, and you're building muscle, which is a much more, in terms of energy, an expensive tissue versus fat. So it requires more calories. So in a given like 1 hour period, you may burn more calories running, becoming more efficient at running, than you would at 1 hour of strength training, where you're maybe not building so many calories in that given time, but you're also building more muscle, which in turn burns more calories. So my point to that was taking breaks from your cardio to stop and just start transitioning to a strength training. What we're trying to do is build more muscle and train our body to eat more calories. Now, it's a delicate balance of what is the right amount of calories for you to consume so you don't gain fat, you just gain muscle. So you slowly start teetering it. You add a little bit more carbohydrates, a little bit more protein, until when you're on the scale and you're kind of taking a look at your lean body mass and body fat, you're noticing that maybe your body weight's staying the same, but those two metrics are starting to kind of reverse. You're adding a little bit more muscle, maybe burning a little bit more fat. Or even if you're not losing any fat, you're slowly adding more muscle while you're consuming more food. So maybe the scale doesn't change quite that much, but you've boosted your metabolism from, let's say, eating like 1,200 or 1,400 calories to now you're weighing the same. you're not doing nearly as much cardio, and now you're consuming 1,800 calories or 2,000 calories. Hopefully this is making sense, because now that we've built more muscle, we've trained our body to eat more food. Now we can go through more of a cut again. Now we can start reducing the calories a little bit, maybe adding a little bit more cardio. Now we have more room to work with and cut. You do that for a little while, and you go right back to it. You start strength training again. You build your metabolisms up, maintaining that same balance of like body fat percentage and lean muscle. You start building up your lean muscle, add more calories, and then you start cutting again. All right. That way, it could potentially be an endless cycle of building muscle, slowly burning fat, building muscle, slowly burning fat, versus the other one, default to just cardio, cut calories, cut calories, cut calories. It's a very difficult way, and it can be very hard. People physically and mentally, when they consistently were at the gym and running, just grinding and cutting calories, so they're miserable, and the results are very like nothing. So I hope that makes sense. It's kind of just like a quick way to kind of get the wheels turning in terms of maybe a better approach to build muscle and burn fat, not necessarily at the same time, but to save you from basically starvation and overexertion and muscle wasting. So if this is something that you have some more questions about, I'd be happy to dive a little bit deeper in with you. We have an awesome new service with nutrition and accountability, where we can help you navigate these waters from remote or from wherever you're at in person. We start with a meal plan and a training program, and then we do just that by kind of weighing in and figuring out where your body fat is and where your lean muscle is. We start kind of chipping away and kind of navigating these waters to where you're again able to start burning more fat and building more muscle, ultimately getting to a place that you want to be physically, mentally, performance-wise, look better, feel better, move better. So anyway, any questions, just let me know. I hope this helps a little bit. Have a great day.